Good morning, good evening, everybody. This is another edition of the International Worship Fellowship. Coming from you live from Chicago and Cameroon, right here on June 18th, Father's Day. It's not yet about the first time I had a Father's Day, but I don't have any fathers. But this is a special broadcast I'm having, and it might be a little international. It might be a little international between my internet and their internet. So hopefully I can get this going because it's coming on slow, and it just told me my video is unavailable. So I'm going to have to start this all over again.
We see you. We can see you.
I'm talking about the YouTube part.
Oh.
Yeah. I might have to just do this. I might try to go Facebook Live. I'll try this one. Oh, it is going. Oh, it is going YouTube. Okay, it's going now. Okay. My computer's going crazy. So we are live right here. And I got a special two guests from Cameroon. Well, one is in Cameroon and one is visiting Cameroon, doing a little mission work, and they're going to talk about what they're doing in Cameroon. First, I'm going to start this with prayer. Father, in the name of Yahshua, Lord, we thank and we praise you for another broadcast. I pray that you bless those who are watching, that they will be edified, and that the word will go forth of the work that they are doing in Yahshua's name. Amen. So I got Sister Elisa from Chicago and Sister Linda from Cameroon. Good morning. They're from English. She's in English Cameroon, so I cannot practice my French too well. So I had Sister Elisa and Linda, and maybe one single song, and then one while I share this, or y'all could just go in and just let me know what you're doing in Cameroon. But and speaking of song, Elisa, they still got CDs for sale. If you could pick up Joyce Celebration 27, I'll pay you if you can bring it to me.
Okay. I'll see what the availability is. I'm
if they still sell CDs.
Okay. But that's South African, isn't it?
But Joyce Celebration is known all over Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Joyce Celebration?
No.
No. Okay.
I've not heard of that.
Maybe it hasn't made it to Cameroon. We'll see.
Have you heard of the Proclaim Choir out of Uganda?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So go ahead and while I'm sharing this. Go ahead and let him know what y'all doing.
Okay. Well, I am Elisa Williams, missionary Elisa Williams. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I am in Cameroon to be a part of the From Widows to Windows of Blessings Summit that's coming up this weekend, June 23rd, 24th, and 25th. That is being hosted and created by the lovely lady to my left, to your right, Miss K. Quilinda Kanjo, who has become my sister.
Oh.
So how I got involved is one of my good friends' stepmother is involved with is a supporter of the Sustaining Peace Foundation. That's the foundation that Linda has organized. And she asked for a donation for the organization. I sent her one and also messaged her and said, wish I could come with you to Cameroon. And immediately she invited me to come. So God worked all of his miracles. When I say miracles, I mean literal miracles to get me here. He allowed me to raise the funds to be able to get here. It wasn't that a lot of people gave, but a few people gave a lot.
You didn't ask me to give.
I put it on Facebook, sir, and I mentioned it during service. But, again, I wasn't pressing people to give. Those who saw it, you saw it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very good at asking people for money for myself. Okay. So, because, I was very clear that the money that was raised would be used to help purchase the ticket and expenses toward the trip, just as with any mission trip. There are expenses that come with that.
And I do
So it's
know,
very
trust
clear,
me,
and
I do know.
I know you understand that because you've been to Uganda and to other, different places. Those plane tickets don't come out of the sky. So um, God was so gracious in that He moved on the hearts of a few friends and family, and a few gave a lot. That's what happened. And He performed a miracle with my visa, which, it's unheard of that you get a visa in one day, especially, from this government. But praise the Lord, anyhow. I applied for my visa at like 4:31 that morning, and the visa came through at 11:52 that same morning.
Wow.
So I know I couldn't believe it because the website says 7 days. But in any case, so that's how I ended up here, and I'm here to assist. It was supposed to be just a role to assist with setting up the conference, but that has since morphed into a speaking role and talking about customer service. And Linda's going to go ahead and talk to you about the organization and what the summit is all about, and which is why customer service will play a part, because these women will be doing something special. I'm not going to say, I'm going to let her say it and talk as much as she likes about exactly what this conference is, what the focus is, and what we'll be doing on this weekend.
Oh, thank you very much for this special opportunity. I've always been telling Aliza, I am one of the blessed, I'm God's favorite daughter. That is how I call myself. And this opportunity is godly. This is not man. I want to think this is not you doing it. I think it is God using you to do it right now. I am Queen Linda Kanjo. I'm a Cameroonian by birth, everything. I'm African 100%. So that is who I am. And I'm a child of God. I am a believer. That is my first identity. I don't always like to hide. Like I told Mom Aliza, I am who I am today because of God. If you remove God, I am all down. So that is why I'm so passionate when it comes to talk about God. What am I today is all about God. And by God's grace, I have this organization, Sustaining Peace Foundation. It is simply a peace initiative. I believe in peace through empowerment. I think people do the things they do because they are not empowered. So at Sustaining Peace Foundation, we work with young people and we work with women. And with women, we've decided to choose this particular special group of persons. We work with widows. And I know the Bible says it all. Pure religion has to go with taking care of widows too. So I feel as a child of God, I need to be doing that which is right. And God helped me to work with widows. And what do I do with widows? I help widows to go through, when someone lost their spouse, there are a lot of things that are not going on right. Losing a partner is like, I don't know how should I put it. It's like part of your world is not right there. I am not married. I hope people will not be asking, have you been one? I'm not a widow. My parents are all alive. So this is just like a kind of passion that God gave me to work with this special group of people. So what do I do with widows? My working with widows, trying to empower them, to help them, responsible to help them come out of the trauma, to help them come out to be responsible so that they can take care of their families. I came to discover that widows have some 4 crucial problems. One of them, I discovered that the widows who suffer the most when their husbands are not there are widows who were not doing anything. Like when their husbands were alive, they were just purely housewives, meaning they just sat home, they just had to deliver children, they just had to cook food. They were not doing anything to contribute maybe to the income of the family. So when their husbands are not there, it becomes so challenging for them to move on. Meaning you could just see a widow maybe after the death of a husband crying, and you might think this lady is crying because of the love he had for the husband. He could simply be crying, I don't know how I'm going to go ahead from here. So when I discovered this particular problem, what Sustaining Peace does is that each problem we propose a solution. And what is the solution that we propose to this first problem we identified? We discovered that what they need was skills. So we give skills to widows without any career orientation or business ideas. And how do we do this? We raise the funds, we train them for free, we give them a base capital, which they can be able to start up, and we allow them to start up so that they can take care of the family. So that's the solution that Sustaining Peace is bringing. And the second problem that we identified was that many widows, at times you get to talk to a widow. I'm sure you get, I don't know whether, was it yesterday when we went, yesterday we were live on Cameroon's national TV station. And Aliza, I'm sure he had a little bit of, there was a widow who was also supposed to be online with us. And someone said, I'm looking for the widow, and she was angry. You don't need to tag widow to my name. And I discovered that many widows refuse to go through the widowhood, to accept I am a widow. They don't want to accept that. And that is because they are not healed. They think when you say you are a widow, it means it is a bad name. They don't know that widow is a name. When you're a widow, you're a widow. If I like, I call you a widow. I don't call you a widow, you are a widow. So the thing here is that they are still like, if you have done through trauma healing, you discover that you need to accept, you need to go above grief. There are stages. So many of them, even after 20 years, they are still at the grieving. They still want to refuse that their husbands are dead. So they still want to like, I am not a widow. And the moment you want to refuse that you are not a widow, you are not going to heal. So when we discovered this problem, what the Sustaining Peace did, we decided to introduce trauma healing sessions. So they need to get them to understand that widow is just a name. It has nothing. When we call people a widow, they will not just think you are a bad person or you killed your husband or whatever. So we had to introduce trauma healing sessions. So what we do is during our programs, we help the widows with trauma healing sessions. We help them to accept, we help them to move on, we help them to be healed. To be healed, you need to accept. You can't refuse that something is existing and you think you will get over it. So the second thing was that aspect that they are refusing to accept. The solution we're bringing to it was the trauma healing session. The third thing we discovered was that, I don't know whether it happens same, like I was talking with Mom Aliza, in the African context, when you're married, either you're having marriage certificate or not, it's very easy that when your husband is dead, they can't push you out of the house. Like they seize everything. Even if you have a marriage certificate, it has nothing to do with us here. When once, maybe for example, if my brother is dead, even if he had a marriage certificate with a wife, I have the right to go seize or ask her to give me as a sister part of the property. So I discovered that happens here in the African context because our law enforcement does not really have much to do with them. And many are ignorant. They don't know their rights. They don't know what the law says about widowhood. They don't know what the law says about maybe having a marriage certificate and all the like. So what the Sustaining Peace Foundation decided to do was to introduce human rights. So we have human rights, we bring in barristers, we bring in lawyers that can be able to help them to able to know how to fight their right. Like if someone needs if you need help, we give them education, like helping them to know their rights, because some of them just suffer because they don't know. I can say, no, if you try, I take you to court. They don't know. So when in-laws just come and like give properties, they just run. They are just running for their dear life, even when they have the legal rights to the properties of their husbands. So that's why we introduce human rights. And the last thing that Sustaining Peace Foundation discovered with widows was their health challenges. When you are a widow, if a widow is sick and a child is sick, she would prefer to take some crude ways to get healed rather than going to the hospital. So she prefers to make sure that the child maybe has the drugs. And at times when somebody is sick, they don't care to like, maybe in the house, I don't know whether you people like have like maybe any painkiller. Like if I have malaria, as I'm sick, I don't have money to go to the hospital. I might just be like, okay, please, can you get any drugs that is on the table? If it is paracetamol, even if it's drug for whatever, get any drugs, any drugs. So at times they don't have the opportunity to go to the hospitals. And what the sustaining feed does is that we have to organize, we had to introduce free health screening. Like we do them screening for free. We can identify a particular diseases or something that is common, and we give a free health screening. So that is what the concept was all about. And every 23rd of June, recognized by the United Nations, is the International Day of the Widow. So since 2010, United Nations has, in fact, it is recognized. It is recognized everywhere. So as a foundation, and like those who are working, we have a program working with the widows. We decided that we were going to respect this day by doing something, not only doing campaigns like others do, sharing food, but by creating enough opportunity to empower them. We saw that one day was not going to be enough, because we have a lot of things that we want to do. So this time around, this year, this is going to be the 3rd edition. So every June from the 23rd to the 25th, we do a summit. We call it a Widow Summit. So like right here in Cameroon, we rally widows from different regions of Cameroon to come together to a particular region. And this time around, we'll be doing it in Yaoundé. We bring widows together from different regions. We empower them with skills. We give them talks. Like I have the privilege to have Mom Aliza, Mom Lois, Mom Julie coming right away from America. And we have some other speakers from here. And for these 3 days, we are going to be giving all these 4 things that I gave, like the trauma healing, the health, the human rights, and all that I've named here. And during this year, our theme is from widows to windows of blessings. We think these widows can be a blessing to humanity, but for them to be a blessing, we need to empower them to be what we want them to be. So we're choosing to see the blessing in them rather than seeing the challenges, like giving them tax, your widows and all the like. And this year, from the 23rd to the 25th, we'll be having the summit. We'll be doing free health screening. We're going to be having trauma healing sessions, practical trauma healing sessions. We will be launching a skill center. So we're deciding, like, we will be launching a center where widows, orphans can come learn for free, so that they can be able to go and practice it and raise funds for their families and others. So like Mom Aliza was talking, we have been teaching them skills, and this time around, knowing that we have a specialist who can be able to help them on customer services, so that they can know how to better sell. You know, it is not just enough to have a good product. You have to know how you can market it. So Sustaining Peace is doing enough to train them in skills, but it will be much more better to have people like we have my precious Mom Aliza here to give us more tips on how their businesses can be better. So this is a summary of what we are doing right here in Cameroon. That's the next one. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if you were able to see it, but I sent you the flyer.
Yeah, I saw it. And I want to add that I just took a phone call while you was talking. But what you said is so much, and I'm glad you said, I think I heard you mention something about they trying to work on those rights. I know that they have the same problem in Nigeria. And as a matter of fact, I just tagged Mother Okeke. And she has the similar ministry over there in Lagos. Her and Bishop Olukolade. Actually, I think she got it from Bishop Olukolade because he was doing it over there. And about for the widows and about how they have no rights. I guess Cameroon's the same way. Maybe it's like that across most of Africa, where the women just have no rights when their husband died. And Bishop Olukolade told me anybody who he marries, that he will marry, he made them make a will, because he knows what would happen to the widows if their husband passes away. And we know that a lot of times with the health situation, that can happen very early in a marriage. And even the pastor I know here in America, he's a Nigerian, and he had to make a will for his property in Nigeria. So yes, he knows his wife will get everything here, but he knows that his wife will not get anything in Nigeria if he passes away unless he had made a will. And so that is very important. And I think women all over Africa, this is just my opinion, need to get band together and start demanding these rights to inheritance of their husband. And you put in all that hard work being a wife, then your husband passes away. And like you said, you the sisters, hey, wife, move out the way. I got the house, I got the bank account. And we know that's not the way it should be. So I just want to thank you very much for doing this work to help the widows there. Like I said, I know two people are doing it in Nigeria, so I'm glad to know. And when is International Widows Day? When is that date that you mentioned? It. When is that date?
Every 23rd of June. 23rd of June every year. Each year.
3rd
is
of June?
International Widows Day.
Did you say June 3rd?
23rd.
23rd. Okay, that'll be later on
This
this
coming
week.
weekend, yes.
This coming weekend. Maybe I'll get Mother OKK to come out maybe next week on the broadcast, talk about what she's doing with the widows over there in Nigeria. And maybe I could invite you all back if I get Mother OKK, and then we just do a big widows conference about what is going on and how we can help the widows as well. So, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. As they get ready to close, do anybody want to close us out with a worship song?
He wants to know if either one of us wants to sing a song to close.
Okay. Are you want to sing the song right here? Will you be able to understand it?
Go ahead, whether we do or
Okay.
not. Go ahead.
Okay. You are highly lifted up above all the names. There is none like you
Yes.
in all the earth. You are highly lifted up above all the names. There is none like you in all the earth. In all the earth. In all the earth. There is none like you in all the earth. Jesus in all the earth. Jesus in all the earth. There is none like you in all the earth.
Amen.
Thank
There's
you
none
very
like
much.
him in all of the earth. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. And don't be a
Merci.
stranger. I gotta make you my Facebook friend. Be welcome to my crazy page, and maybe be part of this International Worship Fellowship for a future broadcast. I didn't get a chance to tell you, I started this International Worship Fellowship back in 2020 when the whole world was shut down and nobody was going to church. And I say, hey, let me get some of my friends from across the world, and we just gonna have church on internet all across the world. And of course, everybody is going back to their business now, so I don't put the broadcast on as much as I used to, because when I started, everybody was at home anyway. They couldn't go nowhere, so might as well be on the internet. But now everybody's back in their churches and everybody's going about their business after church, so I don't come on as much as I used to. But I wanted to use this opportunity while Sister A. Lisa is over there in Cameroon to be able to bring her on, and then our church could see what she's doing over there as well. So be blessed. Sister Lisa, send me a Cash App if you have one, or I can maybe send you a little bit of something while you're over there.
I
Amen.
will send you the information for Sustaining Peace Foundation.
Okay then.
That's what I'll do.
Okay then. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Okay,
You are very
and
welcome. Thank you for having us, Elder
Thank you very
Kaiso.
much.
no
So
problem.
honored and blessed.
All right.
Mm.
Be blessed.